Good morning, everybody. Matthew Smith here, getting ready for Daybreak at 4:30. Trying to catch you up on all the news that we're going to be working on overnight, or we've been working on overnight, and we're about to bring to you live on TV. 72nd and Hickory, that's where there was a pretty bad wreck overnight. In fact, we're getting information that somebody died there. We're going to be having that story throughout the morning. We're also going to be following a story about a hearing that's going to be at 8:30 this morning. That's where WWT 6 News will be inside the courtroom. Nico Jenkins actually going to be back in court, but this time things are going to be a little bit different. You know, there's the possibility he could get the death penalty, so we're going to be taking a look at this situation because for the first time he's actually going to have a lawyer. Remember, he fought to represent himself. Not going to be so moving forward. We've got a lot more news as far as both the president and the vice president. Vice president, he's going to be in Kiev today. The president, he's going to be in Washington as the death toll tied to these mudslides continue to rise. We're at about 41 right now, 2 people still missing. So he's going to be there kind of mourning, grieving, talking to the victims' family members there. And one more thing we're going to want to keep an eye on this morning. Supreme Court is finally going to hear something called the Oreo case. If you haven't heard of this, think of it as kind of like Netflix, Hulu, but cheaper. Specifically, they handle things like NBC, us, and all the other over-the-air channels. In certain cities, they actually get people to pay them money, and they give them what would technically be a free service. But what they're doing is they're rebeaming them in HD for a certain rate. So they're being sued now over the rights to those transmissions. This really could change the way that you pay to kind of disconnect from cable and satellite if you're one of those people that likes to do over-the-air, Hulu, Netflix. A lot of people paying attention to this one. It could be the beginning of a lot of changes in the TV industry. It really comes down to, you know, people don't like to pay for stuff. I know Rusty and I are actually in the same boat. We go back and forth between paying for cable and satellite and not paying for cable and satellite. You got to find other ways.
Yeah, sometimes we just do the Netflix thing during the summer months, save a little cash. That Oreo piqued my interest. We'll just have to see.
It's not in Omaha yet, though, is the only problem. I was thinking the same thing. I know you like to kind of bounce back and forth when you can get the deals. I'm actually on my first Netflix kick right now. I just got on Netflix, so it's easy to do it now.
Yeah. Let's see. Weather-wise today. Sorry, I was working on something. 72, sunshine, not a lot to worry about. A lot of the focus will be tomorrow. Possibility of severe weather tomorrow evening, so we'll talk about that, show you the areas we'll be watching, but otherwise today it's pretty boring weather-wise, and boring's good for most people.
Be honest, what were you working on gambling? Were you setting up some gambling websites? Is that what you're doing?
Setting up some gambling websites, looking at some odds, making sure everything was good. I'm trying to find a good over-under, see what I can get going here, so...
I kid, of course. He's doing the over-under on the weather, I'm sure. So obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on that. It's nice, though, right, to finally not have, like, any big concerns with weather?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty lax. I'm just working on tweaking some graphics here, so it gives me a little chance to do some other things besides worrying about severe weather. All
right. Hey, so obviously, we've got a lot of stories that are going to be coming your way. Working on a couple things right now as well. Tune in, Daybreak, 4:30 until, I want to say 7. 4:30 to 7? Yeah, we still go to 7. We're still on TV that long. Hey, 2.5 hours. Remember, Facebook, Twitter, you can interact with us throughout the show. Love all the new follows, guys. Been getting and hearing from a lot of you on both Facebook and Twitter. Keep it up. We love to hear from you guys throughout the show. Helps us know what you want to hear about. So tune in and interact. We'll see you then.